Hi guys, it's me Karen from Karen's Intuitive Jewelry. Today I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about different pliers for jewelry making. And of course when you're first starting out, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can get a set at Walmart for like $8 and it'll be three different types of pliers. Usually a flush cutter, a channel nose, some of them call them, and then like a round nose plier. And that's all you really need to get started. I want to point out to you the mechanism here is usually this type where these are embedded into the handle, and that's what gives you whatever kind of action that is. You can see that this is what happens to them frequently. So these are probably 3 years old and were probably my first set. I don't even see the round nose that went with them. So they probably are somewhere. But that's what happens to them. And then these grips start to slide off and you can feel it on the end. There's a little, there's nothing there. So they eventually break, but that's all you need to get started with. And a lot of times too, if you're not paying attention, you can see this one is serrated. It's got the grooves in it. So these are going to mar your wires very, very badly. So if you do get a cheap set, make sure that your chain nose or your channel nose is flat. Doesn't have these marks in them. These are great if you're really twisting something because it'll give you an added hold on things, but make sure it's not wire. So that's what I started with. And then I slowly started buying a little bit better. Some had brand names to it. This one is just a casual comfort, it's called. But the other thing to look for too is how they line up, right? And this one you can see gaps and stuff like that. I have several where these ends you can see on this one, they're lined up pretty well. But I have some that are totally wonked out. It's like, wow, that happened well. But again, here's the same kind of mechanism. But this one's, I think, probably pretty new, probably under 2 years old, so it's in still pretty good shape. Then here's just a no-name brand. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is a bead landing, but it's made in China, and it has a spring action, which is good, but you see it keeps them open, and that's basically what this mechanism does too. It keeps them open slightly. But this spring, I really haven't, I've had this for quite a while, but I don't use it as much because this is a flat nose, they call it, and it's lined up pretty good. So the biggest low cost tools are bead landing and bead alon. Let's see if I had, this is a bead alon. And this is a nylon jaw. Now I've had to replace these jaw parts and they're not always easy to find. And you can see that this is already broken off, that type of mechanism. And then let's see, beadsmith. Did I mention that? But again, same kind of mechanism. This is a bent nose, they call it. And it can be handy to get into, hard to reach areas. But I did not have one of these when I first started out. But, so these I probably got at Michael's and whatnot. These standard. Here's another beadsmith. And this is a chain nose. Kind of a pointed. Because as you get a little bit better, you realize you want something a little bit, they call it more of a precision tip. But see how that's nicely lined up compared to this one. Look at the gaps in that. You can see through that one, or that one you can't. So, yeah, I started to upgrade as I got a little bit more efficient. And then let's see. This is a beadsmith as well. This is a bail step bail making plier. So each one of these is a different millimeter diameter. These are the two smallest. Then they steadily go up. But again, same kind of mechanism. I'm pretty sure these are probably all manufactured in China. But I like this. This is pretty handy. I waited, gosh, 2 years to get this because this seemed very frivolous to me. And most important, this is a beadsmith, but I'm going to show you, and this is a flush cutter. And when they talk about flush cutter, if you cut your wire, say your wire's sticking up this way, and you cut it this way, right, with the flat part down, it's gonna pinch the end, and you'll have a sharp end on your wire. If you, is that right? No, it's the opposite. If you use the flat end to cut it, it'll give you a nice flat, even end. If you use it this way, it's gonna kind of smush the end and give it kind of a sharp point. But this is a beadsmith, but you'll notice there aren't those things sticking out. This has like this bar thing over here. But let's see if I can see where this is made. I can't really read that. It's coming off. So I can't say for sure. I could look it up. But I've had this for quite a while, and it's pretty decent, and I use it for everything. And then I finally, I think it was last year, because one of my favorite wire worker artists is Oksana, and she has a channel, Oksana Crafts. I love her. She's just, I don't know. She was the easiest for me to understand and to progress. She has basic beginner wire wrap tutorials up to more complicated, but she is easy to understand. And a lot of her tools are Zuron, and I believe they're German made. So I finally splurged last year and just bought one. And this is called a needle nose because it's real tiny. And it's extra long. And if you look, you'll see this kind of mechanism. I love this mechanism. I don't know, it just feels sturdier. And how these are all in there. I believe these are German manufactured. Let's see. I can read that. Use safety glasses. Oh, it's covered up. Tweezer nose. Can't see where it's manufactured. But I believe they're German. And I love these things. Love, 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 love them. And I think they were, I don't know, all these other tools were anywhere. Of course, these are really inexpensive. Like I said, $8 for 3, or maybe they're up to 10 now. So you can figure they're about $4 a piece. And that's all you need to begin with. Then these start going up in price, maybe $8, $9 or whatever. This I found on Amazon, and I think I paid about $15 for this. And let me tell you what, it's worth it. But don't buy it if you're just starting out. It's not, unless of course you have the money to do it. But I didn't. I was more focused on wire and stones and beads. And then recently I've been feeling like, okay, girl, I think you're deserving of a whole set. And I almost bought this set on Amazon. It was about $125, and it came with, I think it was 5 pliers and a flush cutter and a little stand. And I they've been looking at that for several months now. And so when Prime Day came up, I thought, I'm going to see exactly what tools come with that. They're all Zurons, and I'm so excited. I haven't used any of these yet. They're all Zurons, and it was Prime Day, but I went and I checked what came with the set. Well, of course, I already had the needle nose, so I didn't need that one. I already have a stand, so I didn't need that because I'm super frugal, if you guys haven't figured that out yet. So I went and did cross comparison and comparing with other websites and this and that and the other thing, and finally settled on, I got all of these on Amazon, and I'll show you in order. This is another, what's called a long nose plier. It's similar to the tweezer nose, but it's a little bit bigger tip, but it's very similar and same mechanism. You can see they're still really well oiled, but they're great. I love them. I'm excited. So this was $14, brand new on Amazon. Then, believe it or not, this is their round nose plier, which doesn't look round to me, but I read all the reviews, and indeed it is round. It's just so small, especially when you're used to seeing something like that. So I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try it, but look how tiny the point is on it. Wow, you can barely see it. So that is a round nose, and this was $20. So to me, price does speak a little bit as to, I guess it, you know, it's a little bit better made, well oiled, great, same mechanism. Then this was their flush cutter, which in addition to being super tiny in there and be able to get in areas to trim your wire off, it supposedly catches the little pieces. I don't know if it's magnetized or something, but somehow the pieces end up sticking in here and they don't go flying. So same mechanism, as you can see. Oh, maybe we can see now where this is. Oh, made in USA. Okay, sweet, good to know. Zuron. This flush cutter was also $20. And then this last one is the bent nose plier. Same mechanism, Zuron. Is this also stamped? Yep, made in USA. You can see it's a bent nose. So I splurged and got myself a whole set. I'm so excited. So excited. So that bent nose was the most expensive piece, believe it or not. This was $26. So I ended up spending about $80 for the whole set because I already had one and I already had an inexpensive stand. So these are my favorite go-tos right now. They're not top of the line. They're, I guess, what's considered middle. There's Lindstrom that's high brand. There's, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. But you'll see, they're going to cost probably $300 for a set of maybe 4. I don't know, they really get expensive. But gosh, they can last you for decades, honestly. So, but all the reviews I've read, some people even had used higher end tools, came back to Zuron. So I don't know what it is about them, if it's the mechanism, because I haven't really researched the other brands, but not in depth. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Just a short little discussion about jewelry making pliers. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, bye.